Many people are not aware of what congenital heart disease is, let alone the effect that it has on the person who is affected by it. Did you know that there are 7 different kinds of congenital heart defects and that it is not a hereditary disease? There are many risks that this disease has, but it is not for certain exactly why it happens. What doctors do know is that it occurs because of abnormal growth in the fetus. According to Merriam-Webster, the word congenital means existing at or dating from birth. Therefore, if a child has this disease, they are born with it, but it doesn't always mean that they find it when they are first born. So many children go through their toddler years not being aware that they are affected. This test has not always been taken on children, and there are said to be approximately 2 to 3 million people living with this disease. When a child goes for their well-child checkup, they should be required to have a congenital heart defect screening. The reason that this was started is because it is becoming a larger problem than it used to be. Babies are tested for a lot of different things when they are first born, and this happens to be one of them. All babies are screened for congenital heart defects when they are first born by a pulse oximetry test, which tests the amount of oxygen in the baby's blood. If it is too low, then that can be a sign of this disease. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, 18 out of 10,000 babies are born with a congenital heart defect. That is 40,000 babies affected by this each year. Approximately 25% of these babies have had to have some kind of surgery and close monitoring. 100 to 200 deaths are recorded each year because of this defect. Although these tests are taken, they sometimes aren't able to be detected prenatally or with these exams right away. This is why I believe all babies should have these tests done even after they are released from the hospital. This can ensure that all babies have been checked at least twice to make sure that they do not have this disease. This is a very serious disease and has many dangerous outcomes if not detected. There are a lot of people who are born with congenital heart defects and are not aware of it. I was born with this disease and did not know about it until later on in my life, much like a lot of people. There are many different signs and symptoms, such as rapid breathing, a blush tint to the skin and lips, fatigue, poor blood circulation, stroke, problems eating, difficulty exercising, and development delays. Congenital heart defect can also cause the blood in the baby's heart to slow down, go in the wrong direction, or even be blocked altogether, according to the March of Dimes. If a serious case of this disease is not caught, it can ultimately lead to heart failure. There are many benefits of having these diagnostic tests at children's well-child checkups. Every child deserves to have a long, healthy life that is not prohibited by a heart problem. Not every problem can be fixed, and I'm very aware of that. However, if it can be fixed, it should be. There are many different ways to fix this problem, such as medication, occupational therapy, physical therapy, surgical options, pacemakers, etc. Children should not have to worry about this problem when they are older and in school. Some of the more serious diseases can require a child to miss a lot of school, causing them to fall behind. When I had this defect, I came home from school exhausted. I couldn't function right in school, and because of this defect and having to have surgery, I had to miss so much school, causing me to be held back from school. I was constantly blue around my mouth and nose, which are signs of this defect. If this problem was knocked out at a young age, families wouldn't have to worry about all of this. A child's growth can be stunted due to the lack of the heart's ability. I know I was very small when I had this heart defect, and so many other children with this problem face the very same thing. If a child gets it fixed, then they can grow and be healthy just like every other child. In conclusion, you can see that congenital heart defect is a very serious disease that has taken the lives of many children. Parents need to be more aware of this defect and be proactive with their child's well-being and health. By educating parents on the warning signs and effects of this disease, my hope is that this defect will be caught sooner and repaired more quickly in younger children. This problem should be stopped, especially if it is able to be. Every child should have a chance to live out their lives as normal as possible. These children could be the next presidents, doctors, or lawyers, so we should ensure their health isn't jeopardized.